Building Standards Committee on Old Business is the Butler Motel owners has gotten their properties in compliance with the city ordinances, so we'll be sending out a letter of thanks to them, as well as on Berry Street, the dancers, they've also gotten their place cleaned up, so we'll also submit a letter to them. We're still working on the Martin's place or case. As to go after the owner of that particular place. Also, the new business is we have two complaints on 315 Augusta Street, Adon, and the property owners, Kim Marcinga, and on 1884 Country Road 1720, Bobby L. Jackson. Also, new complaint on 401 Carver and 403 Carver, and on 404 North Olive, they've made a complaint also of trash and flies coming into the area, and of course stray dogs and so forth of a bad smell and all. Also on 515 Eden Street, they have an old camper out that's rotting down, and tall weeds have grown up, so we'll be sending out letters to these particular individuals as well to see if they can't get their places in ordinance.
Thank you, Ms. Cook, for such a good report. I'm glad that people are deciding to follow the ordinance and clean up some of these places and get our town as beautiful as it can be. Next is Mayoral F.Y. items, and I have quite a few tonight. I want to start by, people have asked about our water well. I've got a report here I'll pass around to all the councils. What's taking place, as you all know, as we read in the minutes, that our two bidders were excessive. They're going back, and this is what they're going to look at, is probably lessening our size, and which will not cost us as much money. And the only thing that I foresee to have a problem with is that if they lessen the size of our pipe, etc., we might have to add a little bit more side equipment to balance it out with our regular tower that we have now, and which that's possible. Some townships or some municipalities are doing the same thing. And I do want to say this, after attending a TML conference on Friday, water is probably going to be the biggest thing in our Texas legislature. When they come back to the legislature and Senate bills and House bills, you're going to see water being one of the priorities. Another priority I learned that the chatter is about the pension fund. And so we need to be aware. I asked Donna today to pull our TMRS pension funds and just look at where we are. So when we receive words as to what we're going to do, and it's going to be looked at all. It's going to even be looked at. My ERS, Employees Retirement System, will even be looked at, and the teachers' retirement. All of these systems that goes through our state will be looked at allegedly during the legislative session that's coming up. Also, I have here is the Houston County Appraisal District 2012 report of property value. I'm going to pass it around, and y'all can look at that and see where we are. While you're looking at those two items, we did get a final report from, and Roger gave us a preliminary report on last time at our council meeting, but we finally got our ISO final report. And I didn't want to make copies for everybody because it's here available to everybody when you can get ready to look at it, or you want to pick up a copy here and take to your insurance company, providing they don't already have one. Most of the companies in this area, they are sent an ISO report. Now, here's some good news. As y'all heard in the minutes, we tabled naming an individual to our FAST committee, and that's the Fair Housing Plan. We have, through the coordination of Raymond Van, received $9,000 to allow Vision Point Community Solutions to be the individual that is going to represent us, but through this FAST program. In this FAST program, as you all know, and Ms. Nichols, I know she's familiar with this FAST program, affirmative fair housing. That means that we're going to follow all the steps that we agreed to in this affirmative fair housing. program. And they had asked us to name at least 3 to 4 members. And we named, I believe, 4 members. Ms. Nichols? Ms. Nichols was on it, Ms. Jean Shepherd is on it, Trey Joe was on it at that time, but then we'll have to put our new superintendent on it. And then we had Ms. Lisa Rosenthal was on it also. So that's our FAST committee. But with our FAST committee, let me just read this to you. It says, notice of award. Mr. Raymond K. Van, the City of Grapeland is pleased to inform you, we're notifying Raymond K. Van that Vision Point Community Solutions has been selected to provide planning services related to affirmative further fair housing. This planning activity is being funded through the Texas General Land Office, the GLO, under Texas Community Development Block Grant Disaster Relief, TXCDBG-DR program, related to Hurricane Ike, round 2.2, contract number 1251700006742. Please provide your contract for services for review. Your contract amount should not exceed the proposed amount of $9,000 as stated in your proposal. Please be advised that no change orders result in an increase in fee or decrease in scope will be considered. So this is a letter that I'll be sending to Ray K. Vance, indicating to him that we selected them as our spokesperson for our FAST committee. Ms. Nichols, I will, once I send that letter in to Ray K. Vance, I will give you a copy, and I'll give each FAST member a copy, so they'll have the understanding as to what we're doing. As you all know, in our FAST report, we have to meet certain criteria in order to keep getting the CDBG, Community Development Block Grants. So that's part of it. We're meeting criteria. Now, here's the good part. After attending a ML conference, they handed out us some things that I feel like each council person or any interested party should be aware of. And one of them is understanding your personal liability as a city official. I do want to place this at the city office, and any city council member want to look at this. I want to make yourself aware of some of the new procedures and some of the things that pertain to you and your personal liability as being a city council member. Here it is. It's right here. Most of us already know, but this is for your reference, because oftentimes I'm asked, Mayor, what about this? What about this? What about that? If you read it for yourself and get your own understanding, you'll be able to understand what this is all about. This will be put in a folder. So anytime a council member wants to come by the city office, we'll have this information available. Along with that, we're going to put top legal questions received from the TML. That means the top legal questions that people ask TML. People like me, mayors, city councilmen, aldermen, however you want to address it, city attorneys. So that will be accompanying the understanding your personal liability as a city official. If you'd like to look at it, I'll pass it around also. Temporarily, but it'll be available for.
I'm going to be excused.
Okay. Thank you for your report.
Thank you.
And my last FYI issue is the fact that I mentioned that water would be one of the top agendas for our legislature this year. Second would be pension refund, and third would be state budget, and fourth would be tax revenues, indebtedness of not only our local municipalities, some of our municipalities, some of our cities, but indebtedness of our state and where they're going to try to get some funds. As you all know, water being number one, they have informed us that right now we need water for 18 million, and probably in the future we'll be needing water for 28 million. Where we get that water from is going to be a pretty tough go. The main issue that we should be concerned about as municipality people is the tap fee. The other issue that we need to be concerned about is traffic ticket tax. And because we don't have no liquor tax here, but that tap fee change is going to be interesting. I plan on staying in compliance. I plan on keeping abreast of what's going